Good evening and welcome to the Behind Enemy Lines podcast, episode number 51. I'm your host from the deep south in the middle of nowhere, Dan, along with
Greg
and Damian.
And we're still in Auckland because we didn't have to leave under the cover of night in what could only be described as rather awkward circumstances.
None of this is true.
Dan's just awkward. Dan is an awkward circumstance.
Ooh.
I am the awkward circumstance. But it's
anyway,
okay.
So we're doing this thing over Skype now. This is like new world shit. It's great.
Yeah, so Greg and Damian are using a headset, so the quality might not be that great. I'm using my fancy, expensive microphone, so as usual, it'll be perfect. But any degradation in quality...
We could have used flash microphones if you'd actually left some behind for us to use.
No,
what was it you said? Nah, fuck it, buy your own. And it's like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
Some of us have to pay for houses in Auckland.
Yeah, some of you do. Shame losers.
Shame losers.
Anyway, because I know that the readers have missed us, and I know that they've been hanging around for this episode to come out, but I'm going to cut quickly to remind everybody about our social media channels, because we're still there. Facebook is still there. The blog hasn't had a bit of love for a while. I do have some articles coming out for Ghost Panzers and the other one. Can't remember what that's called. Stalingrad, is that it?
No, it's called
Red Banner.
Red Banner. There you go.
Banner. It's right in front of me.
It's in the notes.
So we're gonna have some stuff coming out for those. We're still on Twitter and still on Instagram, but I got a new phone, so I have to put those accounts back onto that phone. That's just the way things work, right? So
I use Facebook. I'm on Facebook.
Look at me, Mom. Facebook.
I use Facebook, and I know how to use a computer. And
good stuff. You're like, at least I'm not mumbling. Well, I mean, this microphone's pretty close to my mouth, so it's hard to mumble.
Yeah, that's true.
And big shout out to our sponsors who have somewhat sponsors who have been very, very patient and not asked us for anything while we've been on hiatus, while Dan has been sorting his shit out in the deep south. Shout outs to battlekiwi.com, who is having a Black Friday sale very soon. More about that in Noob News. And also to dicewar.com.au. Those guys rock.
Yes. And they send us stuff, which is great. But Greg doesn't send me the stuff down to where I live because he's a terrible human being.
Greg doesn't even let me see any stuff that he gets. All of a sudden, it's just like, oh, look at this shit that I got. How'd you get that? And it's like, oh, okay.
You should see all the stuff that I've got. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, well, perks of being Greg, I guess.
That's true. Auckland stuff.
Token,
although in saying
Australian.
That, token Australian. Yeah, that's fair enough. So I think then we'll crack into Noob News. And we don't have a fancy soundboard anymore, so... Kick it off, Dan. What do we got?
That was always our fancy soundboard, Damian's noise.
I am a fancy soundboard.
So, because it's been so long, there's a lot to speak about. Our friends at Games Workshop have released the Orc Codex, and that's full of Orc stuff. Finally, but no Sisters of Battle. That'll be 2019's disappointment, no doubt.
No, that's what we've heard about.
Yeah.
Sisters of Battle 2019.
2019. It's a promise. Speed Freaks has come out as well. That's a bunch of cars and stuff and like orky vehicles.
It's
like
Gasland for orcs.
There you go. Pretty much. It's not Gorka Morka, but it could be used for that. Blackstone Fortress, the board game by G-Dub's out with those rare figures which will sell for bits and pieces. Interesting game. It's like Warhammer Quest, but 40k.
Yeah. If you get 5 people to buy it all together, then you can actually afford it and play it. But
it's not that expensive.
Well, not New Zealand.
Yeah. Not here. They've got new knights for Adeptus Titanicus. That's the other ones. The ones with the stabby. No, the knights, not
Reavers.
Not Titans.
Oh, knights. Gotcha.
Yeah, so they got smaller knights, the ones with the shields and the pokey sticks, and they've got extra weapons for Titans. And they've had some Beastmen come out for Age of Sigmar, but you'd know more about that. Good buddies at Battlefront. They've released...
I don't know. Age of Sigmar stuff, all I've got is my Stormcast Eternals, and that's it.
Yeah, good stuff.
And I'm looking at my mostly not GW branded. I mean, my Warhounds, my 3 Warhounds that I finally got that I'm going to end up putting together and getting back into Epic.
Sorry, there used to be 5 in there.
No, I've got the other 2 at home.
Nah.
So then I can run 5 and be like, Warhounds!
Unfortunately, they'll now be out of scale.
No, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, all right.
So
Anyway,
bad.
what's Battlefront doing?
Battlefront have gone to the Kursk front line-ish, the Proporovka salient to where the fudge it is, with Ghost Panzers and Red Banner. So that's all your Panthers and your big tanks out. Pretty cool. Unfortunately, the plastic buildings for Stalingrad are delayed till December. But that's understandable. Things happen with plastic when it's China in charge, I assume. But other than that,
isn't it?
Oh,
Is that like Charles in charge? Charles?
Yeah.
Of our days.
Jesus.
Yeah, but Charles never failed to deliver anything or made a 6-foot mat 5 foot long. Anyway, they've also got.
He did get to go with Nicole Eggert though, so there's something there. That's
That is true.
So old.
That lucky bastard.
Battlefront released a premium terrain set, so that's their 2018, 2019 set of terrain. So it's a few new buildings, a few older buildings, and a few exclusive rec buildings.
I haven't had a look at that yet. I might have to go and look at potentially getting a few pieces of that because
it's pretty cool.
There, yeah.
They've got. I'm just looking at it now. They've got the forest back, so you can reorder forests again, which are always a popular item. But they've got terraced houses, manor houses. They've got a few factories. They've got a factory in green. They've got a steelworks factory, a few ruined buildings, which are special edition, which means you can't get them. They've got a couple of cafes in different colors. So basically, it's the same color. So when I say estate, they've got an estate house, and they've got one in gray. They've got one in dark gray. So they've got quite large buildings, municipal buildings, all kinds of things. Rolling hills are back. Autumn woods are back. So you can restock your terrain quite well for not only Flames of War, but any game, because those forests are great value for what they are.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think the new tabletop is out as well with the 2 sides, one the Ruined City side, and I can't remember what's on the other side. It's another Battlefront double-sided mat. I saw that. Yeah. But I can't remember what's on the other side. I know one's a Ruined City, and the other one is something else. I think
else. It looks like a steppe, like the brownish, yellowy grass.
Oh, okay. Yeah, one because they've already got a green one and a desert color one, so it's a steppe. Battlefront have also got 2 new box sets. They've got Bake's Fire Brigade and Kutuzov's Heroes. No, it's called Bake's. Bake's Fire Brigade contains.
Don't look at me. Apparently, it's called Bakes.
Is it B-A-K-E?
Yeah, it's B-A-K-E-S. Well, with a
Barker.
Don't stare at me.
There's no R, you noob. There's just a couple of ticks over the A. So Bakes Fire Brigade. Anyway, Bakes. Inside Bake's pack of stuff, 4 plastic Panzer 3s, 3 Panzer 4 late tanks, 2 plastic command sprues, 3 Nebula whippers, bunch of gun sprues and gun crews in plastic, a mini rulebook, decal sheets, and unit cards. And the Filthy Soviets,
Kutuzov's Heroes, looking at that box now.
Or Kutuzov's Heroes have 4 T-34s, 4 delicious T-70s, and 2 Katyushlas rocket launchers, along with the same mini rulebook, cards, and plastic commando sprues. What do they cost? Great question.
Yeah. Like $50 US or something?
Hold your horses. I've got to see. I imagine it will be $50 US dollar.
It's probably value anyway.
Wrong. It's $80 US, but it's value because you get a ton of plastic tanks in there. So you get 1, 2, just says contains 8. You get 10 things in the Russian one, which is pretty cool.
I don't know if that's a good price point.
That's $8 a tank or $8 a thingy.
The plastic tanks.
There's 8 of them.
Yeah.
The Germans are 75, and you get 7 maths. Yeah, seven tanks and 3 Nebula whiffs. But that's $75 US. It's worth it, I guess. I don't know. Sometimes Battlefront have a habit of saying, oops, we messed up the price and come back and fix it. So that's the starter kit. So, when you want to start out. And they're all plastic, all the nifty stuff that's really easy to put together.
You've been putting plastics.
Oh, my goodness. I finished putting together 20 labs in 3 nights. Sorry.
What kind of night?
Not actually nights. I actually put them together during work hours. I shouldn't have, but they were next to me. I assembled them. So 20 Good work day put to use. It was about 1.5 work days worth of work.
You multitasked.
Yeah, multitask.
Did your productivity go down?
No, my productivity went up, or at least that's how I report it. Anyway, nice. There's currently 40% off Great War minis. So if you want to start a Great War minis, Mike Hort has a good article on those on the Flames War website, and they're 40% off. So why not kick off World War One 100 years later?
Coming out soon, so I think there's I think Osprey's doing it as well. Is that it's going to be a revamp of similar to what they did for NAM?
Yeah. So it's not. So just to alleviate fears of the people who listen and be all like, Osprey's going to ruin it. It's like all Osprey does is build the book. They don't make the rules. Yeah, they print the book. That's the way. They probably build it so at the book building factory. But they don't have any input into the book. This is all still controlled by Battlefront. People seem to think that Osprey ruined things. It's like, well, they're literally just a facility to build a book. So chillax, bro. Team Yankee sees
farm.
Exactly. Team Yankee sees the release of the Chicks and the Pulse, so they got some extra wacky weapons in there. I don't know, world. Some more mobile artillery and some weird BMP looking things and extra missile stuff. Yeah. So it's pretty nice.
But there's a lot of lots of people have been asking about paying these minor nations. Like when Free Nations came out, and a whole heap of people started picking up Dutch and picking up French and Australians and what have you. It's quite good to see. They're not in Free Nations.
It doesn't matter. They're free.
They're not free.
Yeah,
they're not.
Yeah, man.
They're the opposite of free.
Good old Aussies. They're the free. It's real Germany.
Oh
not that other one. It's like it's like true Korea and fake Korea.
Oh my god.
This is ridiculous.
It's normal. This is standard.
Actually, that's normal. It's totally normal. What else have you got here? So, that's all that we've seen out of Battlefront. Well, I mean, that's quite a lot, isn't it?
It is. They've been busy. Is the new Stuka, mate? No, it's resonant metal. Okay, never mind.
Sorry, there's a new Stuka that's resonant metal. Why isn't it in plastic? What?
Well, because they're not. It's just it's the standard one. It's just reboxed. It's not new. So Karen, I was looking and I was talking out loud, and then you accepted it as the gospel truth. Just fucking relax.
You've got that face for radio. I believe you.
Thank you.
Can't see it.
Exactly.
Mantic Games have got so Kings of War Vanguard is about to hit shelves. So this is new Kings of War, but with a skirmishy type feel.
Yeah, so
really minimal model count that you can get into, and
time to make the skirmishing ogres and the comeback because everybody really enjoyed playing against them.
Are they still blue tack to the bases?
Maybe
some of them.
Yeah, actually no, they all are. Like my regiments of 6, I can just peel them off and off they trot. Single ogres. Yeah,
nice. Back to being a bastard.
Yeah. To be fair, though, at least your army's painted.
True. Yeah,
that new Nightmare faction or whatever it's called, I can't remember what it's called, is really good looking models. Have you seen it?
Oh, yeah. No, I haven't seen the models.
Oh, they're really, really nice. They're really spooky and really right up there.
Spooky? Mysterious and spooky?
I thought they'd outdone themselves with their fishmen. They looked really good. I was just humming the Stingray theme, looking at them all non-stop. They're bloody good. And then this Nightmare crap comes out, and I just went, okay, that's better. So they are getting better with their releases.
But did you buy any of it?
No, shit, no, I don't buy anything. I've got ogres. Spell properly too. None of that ogre crap.
Ogres and no money.
Yeah.
Just like every Aucklander.
I tried to check Gale Force 9, but they didn't seem to have anything new.
No, some new board games coming out, or have they already come out?
Like, we already talked about Dune coming out, but I couldn't see anything else. There were some add-ons, but we already spoke about those on the last episode, so nothing new. Not sure if anything's on the way or being created.
There were no new expansions coming out or anything since we last chatted. I mean, that was a while ago.
I think we talked about those ones, so I couldn't see any updates to the Gale Force 9 website, so that's no deal on the Noob News for that one.
Or going back to Games Workshop, something I've just realised that we've forgotten is the next team coming out for Blood Bowl is Undead. So that box actually comes with 14 minis, so it makes a proper Undead team, and I will be buying it.
But what kind of Undead, though? I mean, I haven't actually seen it. Are they going to be like the Khemri Undead, or are they going to be... Oh, that's right. Khemri doesn't exist anymore, does it?
Yes, it does in Blood Bowl.
In Blood Bowl, it does.
Maybe.
Blood Bowl, everything still exists.
No, these are your mummies and your ghouls. It's not they're not Khemri. They're not the Middle Eastern Egyptian type ones. They're the original, like the Underworld Creepers type.
Okay.
They're 1930s horror movie mummies, not
like
mummies.
Like the Hero Quest mummies.
Exactly.
No. Better than those.
Different. Yeah, well, obviously. Warlord Games. How about them, eh?
What have they done?
Oh, they released the thing in December called Cruel Seas. It's a 1-300 small boat fights with a whole bunch of plastic boats. So it looks like little torpedo boats and little gunboats traveling around.
It is hard to get excited about it though, with how it kind of went a little pear-shaped with their blood red skies.
Yeah, but we forget about that one.
Yeah, it took a long time for that to come through.
They give you a couple of free boats with the Wargames Illustrated if you buy it.
Oh,
yeah. So there you go. A couple of starts.
Started on Wargames Illustrated.
Starter fleets are about $100. Each nationality. No Americans yet. They look to be in the future. But there seem to be bigger fleets as well. So the starter sets are 100, but the individual Brit and German fleets are about 130. That's New Zealand dollars. So half that for your pounds and half it again for America. Who knows? I don't care. It's your wacky currency. You guys found anything in the world of value?
Nah, Greg's looking at Games Workshop shit. There's no value there, buddy, in New Zealand.
No.
Fuck. Just give it up, mate.
All right, boys and girls, are you ready? Are you excited? Because I know it's still Noob News, and this is what we normally talk about as news, but tomorrow, as we all know, and this podcast will be out shortly-ish, Black Friday is tomorrow, and have I got crazy deals for you?
My arms are flailing
wildly flailing arms. Deals galore.
Got any money? Nope. Okay. What's Black Friday?
So ants in my eyes.
Oh, that's my eyes, Johnson. I don't know. I can't feel anything either. Oh, I'm on fire. Sorry, carry on.
Thank you. Anyway, I spent a good portion of today looking for deals for you. Hey, you into 1/285th model scale? Well, GHQ's got 20% off. Orders over $100. Just use the code BLACK20.
So that's for 6 mil.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Warlord got your back, dog. Fancy some samurai action? Well, that tester on is doing a buy two, get one free thing. Japan not your thing? How about 33% off selected terrain? Not satisfied, you picky bitch? How about 50% off selected resin and plastic tanks?
Tell me more.
What about Mantic Games? How do they make any money? Mantic sales starts at 10 a.m. GMT Friday time. What that means is 10 p.m. or 9 p.m. New Zealand time because of daylight savings. But don't worry, Crazy Bobby will be up and online, and he'll be driving Mantic into bankruptcy with no dramas at all. So be online, get cheap shit. I don't know what 10 a.m. GMT time is in America because you're fucked up lines of time and your mountain time and your East Coast time and your West Coast time. You make it up as you go along. Need that specific mini that no one sells? Well, Hassle Free couldn't be fucked spending money to creating a Black Friday banner, so they just extended their Halloween sale to the 26th of November.
Good work, Hassle Free. You guys rock.
But wait, there's more. You stuck at the arse end of the world? Well, Mighty Ape are having their Black Friday. Yes, I'm at the arse end of the world. Next stop, Antarctica.
You're even worse than the arse end of the world, mate. You're like the pimple on the arse end of the world.
It's true. You don't live in Oban.
The pimple has popped out a mole here.
If you would kindly shut up and listen, you'll find that Stewart Island is actually that little island off the coast of the end of New Zealand that is further away than I am.
Yeah,
that's a pustule.
Stewart Island sounds because it's Stewart and Island.
You're so weird. Anyway, if you're stuck at the arse in the world of Australasia, Mighty Ape is having their Black Friday sale. That starts at 7 a.m. NZT tomorrow morning. So so you early birds are up. you're going to get it. If you signed up to their Primate, which means you get free shipping but have to pay a monthly fee, you've already got that information of what's on sale and may have bought a few things. Quick FYI to... Oh, no, Americans can't buy off the site anyways. So suck it, losers.
Yeah, I
anyway,
did happen to see a little bit of... so they didn't tell you what was coming up, but I saw some of the deals. They've got like PlayStation 4s for under $500. They've got Xbox Ones for under $400 on these deals. I mean, this is ridiculous stuff for people who are console gamers. Don't know what's happening with the hobby side of things.
I saw an Xbox One at warehouse for $299.
It was probably an Xbox.
It was an Xbox One S.
Oh,
it was
well,
online.
Yeah.
I don't know how consoles work. I use a PC. Anyway, I also saw earlier or just before was that Sarisia Precision. You know the guys who do all the wooden buildings.
Yep.
Well, they got 10% off on Friday too, so get to buying. Amazing. But that's all
Everywhere
I found for your crazy
What
deals.
about our local manufacturers that may have ads? You know, like Battle Kiwi. Are they doing anything for?
I don't know, Greg. What are they doing?
Battle Kiwi has got you covered if you want stuff. Like, buy all his stuff. He's having Ollie is starting a Black Friday sale tomorrow morning. I believe it's going for a week. Something. So it's Battle Friday, 20% off everything with the code ALLBLACK. Friday to Monday New Zealand time. So go in, order your Infinity, order your whatever you want from there. I will your terrain for Legion. Go and get your terrain for Legion while it's 20% off. Tell Ollie we sent you over.
That's pretty good value. The Legion terrain is mint. I mean, if I wanted to set up a board, I'd set it up with the Legion terrain because it's that good.
Does the BL5 stack with it?
Shit, yeah, maybe.
There is no guarantee that our discount will stack with additional discounts.
Probably not.
Shit up,
Probably not, because you'd have to put the All Black code in and then you won't be able to put the BEL5 code in, but that doesn't matter because if you put somewhere in your order that the guys at Behind Enemy Lines sent you, then Ollie will know.
And Ollie will probably go, oh, man.
Reverse discount.
Those guys are back.
Also, Kim down the line with Kim Styles,
Scenery.
Creative Scenery. Hasn't he got a sale going on at the moment?
I don't know if he does, but I want to say he does. He has done some crazy stuff with lasers now. He's building, what do you call them? So you can buy them in 12 by 12 squares and build your own boards. So cool. I've seen them there. I think $55 gets you 3 by 2. Oh, man, I really need to listen more to this stuff. Yeah. So they're laser cut and you build your terrain on top of them, and it's just... And because they're modular, you take them apart and they take up a maximum of a 12 by 12 by whatever height you build. And you can build hills because he's got all these spaces that he designed. Yeah. It's really cool. So,
really in New Zealand at the moment, no matter what system you play, if you actually wanted to set a table up from scratch, rather than paying premium price from, you could get it New Zealand made. You can go to Kim at Creative Scenery and then go to Battle Kiwi and kitch a table up that way. And price wise, that's a hell of a lot cheaper.
Yeah, totally. No, we saw the prototype for this flat terrain tile pack that Kim is doing at Panzer Shrek, not this year but last year.
Correct.
Stuff looks really, really cool, man. So
yeah, it's real nice.
So the flat terrain tile pack is $55 US. The hill terrain tile pack is $60 US, and then there's a hill and valley terrain tile pack which is $60 US as well. That's in 15 mil.
Yeah. And what about our mate across the ditch, old Adam at Dice of War? Oh, so you haven't finished yet? Okay, I'll shut up.
Finished with Creative Scenery because he's also got the 28 mil ones as well. So he's got the Streets of the Imperium tile set.
Imperium? What universe could that possibly be in? I don't know.
I don't know. Somewhere in the 40,000th millennium or some shit like that.
Millennium.
So that's $60 US as well. But then he's got flat tile sets, hill tile sets, and the whole lot for 28 mil as well. So very, very cool, man. Now, Dice of War has been doing some rather random stuff.
Are you still alive down there, Dan, or are you just going to sleep?
No, I'm still alive. I'm just waiting for Greg to do his chit-chat. Why would I be dead?
Okay. It's paying attention, mate. It's paying attention.
Exactly. Listening skills.
So, can't see any new dice just as yet, but just head on over to Dice of War because I tell you what, even though not a lot of new dice there, if you can think of it, you can get it. And also card wallets as well. They're friggin' awesome. We've all got one now. Well, Dan doesn't because it's...
You haven't sent it to me because you're
mine,
scum.
It's halfway to you.
I just want to put a big shout out to Bryn Wood because apparently he has his prize. Greg swears black and blue that he saw it tracked and traced all the way to Bryn's house. Way to go, Bryn. How long did that take you?
Given it was at Dan's house for 6 months.
That's because you never sent it, you lazy shit.
Because it was at your house.
Exactly. Send me my card wallet, loser.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, you know that prize that I bought from Wargames Illustrated?
No.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that box of stuff from Wargames Illustrated. Yeah, that package is called Walkabout. Fucking irony, eh?
What's that?
What
They don't know where it's gone.
Don't know where it is.
But
Nice.
that's all right because most of it had dust stuff in it anyway. It's all good.
I have here a message from Bryn that says, yeah, man, got it Friday afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
That's
All
like
done.
that's like a year after the draw.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
That's the
Shot.
worst.
Good things
work.
take time, mate. Good things take time. Anyway,
The
so
Saint
that's
cheese.
the Saint cheese. Anyway, look, that's all the stuff that we found. So we're going to take a quick break or something.
Yep. Play some ads.
Play
why
some
not?
ads. Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
So the next voice you will hear will probably be ours again, but it'll be doing some stuff for corporate sponsors.
But don't forget,
Corporate
Dan.
sponsors.
Do we
No,
press
you-
pause on this thing? What's this technology?
okay.
I will
press
push
pause?
stop recording.
Don't fucking touch anything.
Oh my god.
Need tokens, terrain, or custom battlefield accessories? BattleKiwi.com has you covered. With a wide range of laser cut MDF and acrylic, it has something to suit everyone's wargaming needs. Ranging from the battlefields of World War II to the far future of Infinity, BattleKiwi.com has it all. Visit BattleKiwi.com, and for a 5% discount, use the code BEL5.
And welcome back to part 2 of the Behind Enemy Lines podcast. And breaking news just in Black Friday deals, we have just had a communique come through from diceofwar.com.au. Adam is telling us that tomorrow he will be going live with a Black Friday sale. If you buy 2 sets of dice, you will get the second dice.
Third. Buy 2, get the third free.
Gotcha.
And I said in the chat here, holy shit, that's a good deal. And he goes, basically 33% off. And I went, you sure? Yes, I'd do it for some time, says Adam. But it would be the cheapest free. We can shout it out for tomorrow, I said. He's going to put a post up tonight. Shot, Adam. All good.
And we'll have all these details on our Facebook page as well after we finish the podcast here.
Absolutely.
I've got Facebook.
I've got
Yes.
Facebook.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
You dick. Anyway, so let's
Moron.
crack into let's go what's been happening at clubs now.
Clubs.
Because it's clubs. So Dan,
That's
why don't
right.
you tell us what kind of Kriegspiel you guys are playing down in the deep south?
So at the well, they call it. I think they call it Southern Wargamers, but it's also called Southern Crossfire. I get confused because they interchange the names and places at the same time, but they don't really mean too much. So down yonder, they play a bit of 30k, quite a lot. My brother loves 30k. He's loved it so much that he gave me an Iron Warriors army. So that's a nice freebie. So I'm painting that up. Lots of steel and lots of black steel colors and lots of hazard stripes. Always a hoot. And
How's your non-metallic metals going?
no.
You're not doing Iron Warriors and non-metallic metal. Why not? Bro,
What kind? Are you
do you even
mental?
paint?
Are
Do
you
even
mental?
paint? Do you
Pussy.
even paint?
Sure. They also have a bit of 40k going on there. It's fun to watch. They like Tyranids a lot. They're quite into those.
Oh, I
Those
thought you just
bugs.
fit in.
I know. It's like, hey, I've got bugs too, and we can all be Gene Stealer bastards together.
Fuck
friend. Yeah, there's quite a lot of kill team going on. Loads of board games. They have like a board game library. So when they show up, they pick a board game, they can play it, or people show up with their own board games and they play those, and it's quite interesting to watch. A lot of that. So you see a lot of people sitting around playing board games. I'd say the board games, all of them. Like they had everyone. Like they've had everything from the Gale Force 9 stuff to the they had the Robin Hood one or the Sheriff of Nottingham. That's the one. and a few other games, lots of tokens and things. I don't really pay too much attention because I'm not a board game guy. And then they have the Magic card players, quite a lot of them as well, enjoying a bit of Magic. And I go there to give my brother shit and drink beer because it's in a pub.
Nice.
And it's about, I'd say it's about a minute if I have to cross the road away from my work, the club is. But since I work from home now, it's a bit further away. It's more like 3 minutes now, so drive, bit of a pain, but it's a great bunch of guys. But they're looking at they're trying to do the proper club thing and incorporate, but they haven't got around to that yet. But I mean, as it stands, they're doing pretty good. One night there were 37 people there. I was like, "Are you joking? That's a lot of people." For tiny Invercargill. What?
We get that many to our club.
You do not. You wish you did.
Oh, we do.
37 people?
Yeah.
Lies. Anyway, what's going down at T-Cow?
Is there really anything else to do in Invercargill? I mean, you could stay home and beat your wife, I suppose.
Or fuck your sister.
Oh my god.
That's a bit much. That's a bit much.
That's terrible. And you all know my sister's in Auckland.
Lucky for her.
Yeah, exactly. No, there's other things to do. I mean, a lot of the places are closed on the weekend, which is kind of surprising.
You know that there's Sunday trading is such a thing.
Not down here.
Late night on Friday they close at 6.
Oh yeah, late night is closed at 6. But we've got a warehouse down here and that closes at 8 or 9. I think it's 9, and 2 countdowns which close at midnight, so it's pretty cool. And there's one. Do you have
one fish and chip place that's not open on Monday or Tuesday night, and it's only open from Wednesday through to Saturday night, and then part of Sunday?
I don't know. I haven't gone to any fish and chip shops yet, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. Oh, I'll tell you what the difference is between you people and us down here, right?
It's you people now, is it?
Yes, you people. So I ordered a pizza, right, the first day we moved in because I couldn't be fat cooking. And I said pizza, garlic bread, and, of course, a diet drink because, that's fat bastards do. We order full fat pizzas and a diet cola to make us feel better.
Yeah, absolutely. So, there's nothing wrong with chowing down an entire pizza and finishing it off with a Diet Coke.
It was a diet 7-Up because it was Pizza Hut. Anyway, so dude rocks up. And he's like, "Hey, what's up?" And he was surprised because he wasn't like, he could talk and he had a conversation, which is unusual for, delivery people. And he's like,
turned up and they were kind of interested.
Human. Yeah.
Human.
Yeah.
White.
And he's like, "Hey, we didn't have any, 7-Up Zero, but I bought you Pepsi Max or regular 7-Up. What would you like?" And I was like, holy shit. He didn't say, "Sorry, we didn't have anything. You had to go through corporate to fuck around and get a voucher." He rocked up and he's like, "I've got options. What do you want?" And I was like, that was pretty amazing. Up in Auckland, they just shrug shoulders and walk away.
Like he carries around a raft of options in the car.
No,
you mean people actually give a shit down there?
God. It seems like it. Even those with the most basic jobs seem to care about it. Which is amazing. I know.
It almost sounds like small town New Zealand where people actually give a shit.
Yeah. It's an interesting place.
Do you actually walk past people and say hi?
Oh, shit. I'll tell you what. My brother, Josh, who's a bit...
he's special. Come on, let's
just
put it out there. He is. He's Josh. We love him.
Okay, so he's one of those people who has a special bit. We told him that... We just finished moving all the big heavy stuff into the house, and he's basically like a brute strength kind of guy. And he's wearing these massive shoes that make him about 7 feet tall. And he's wearing like one of those checker vests and shit. And he's got all his like murder tattoos on his arm, showing with all the Warhammer shit that he has on him. All the 40k crap and whatnot. And he's like, "I want a drink." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, Dairy's just around the corner." and I pointed up the road and like, "Dairy's just around the corner." And like, I've never been around the corner. I didn't know what was around the corner. I just said it's probably around the corner. And off he walked, and he just started walking. And my other brother Aaron is like, "Where's he gone?" It's like, I told him there was a dairy around the corner. And we walked to the end of my street, and we looked down and we see Josh like this tiny speck in the distance. And we were like, "I'm not going to chase after him to tell him I don't know that there's a dairy." And then he gets back and he's like, "Ugh, it was so annoying. I walked all the way and like people kept saying hi to me, so I had to say hi back. It was so annoying. I had to talk to people." And then he didn't come back the way he came, because he went all the way around the block, and I was like, "Why don't you just come back the way you came?" He's like, "I got lost going all the way around." I was like, "Well, why don't you just go back the way you came?" It's like, because then the people would have seen me again and said hi again, and then there was no that I. and then he had this interpretation that they know that he failed in his trip to the dairy, and I was like, God. But they didn't know what your goal was, and they didn't know you weren't trying to go to the shop to buy anything. They just thought you're out for a walk. A bit weird looking, but you're out for a walk. And it was really funny, because if he'd just turned right instead of left, he would have found the dairy. Yeah. So that was funny. But yeah, that was the weird thing.
You share a gene pool with him.
All I asked was, do people say hi to each other down there?
Oh, I got the fun stories around here. So I already met all my neighbors. I know my neighbors' names now, which is unusual. Like, Greg, do you know all your neighbors' names?
Yeah.
It took me 4 months to actually speak to my neighbors.
Oh, I met mine on day one when the dogs got loose. Ran over to my neighbor's house to play. I was like, "You little bastards." They're nice. I met the neighbor to the other side of me. Yeah, she's friends with them. Yeah, I already had to call the police on them, so it's fun times.
She's friends with who?
Oh no, people who spray paint on their car. So it demands a police contact and a wee trespass notice. And yeah, they're what we down here. So Invercargill is a simple place, right? As you could imagine.
Clearly.
They've got North Invercargill, they've got South Invercargill, and they've got the
North
CBD.
Invercargill, Dunedin?
No, that's 200 k's north. So
it's North Invercargill.
Example, South Invercargill is called South City. Surprise, surprise. South City is where all the scary paws live, and they're scary.
Where do you live?
I live in North Invercargill. I live in Grassmere, which is sort of semi-upper class bogan kind of look to it. If I would have lived, kind of, yeah, it's kind of almost Titiringi. And if I lived in a place called Windsor, is exactly like it sounds. That's a combination of Epsom with Remuera McMansions and old school money in there. And they have a new world, because that's where posh people live. And you get in trouble if you go into the new world with your gumboots on. That kind of shit.
What kind of old world money would they have in Invercargill?
It is old, like they invented all the things here. Like there was a dude who invented the bobby pin lives here. The guy who invented instant coffee lives here. Or lived here.
Is his name Greg?
No. Oh. I don't know. I didn't check. I didn't check the history. I just drove past the houses and thought, well, they used to have lots of money, but now they're all dead, so it's all good. But yeah, that's where all the richish people live. But when you look at like what a mansion costs to buy one of those old school mansions, it's like $600,000. Damian, you could sell your house and buy a mansion here and still have change.
Yeah, probably. But then we'd have to actually sell the house. It's cooling down a bit up here now.
Yeah, and then you'd have to move to Invercargill. Anyway, so that's Invercargill. I've got more stories of that, because that's part of part 3 in the Meat of Taters, which is kind of ruined by telling you the story. But anyway, what happened?
That was pretty funny though. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I had to talk to people. I had to say hello.
I had to talk to you, and I was like, "Lol, you scrub."
And I couldn't come back the way I came, because then I'd have to say hi to them again. That's fucking hilarious. I love it.
They might think I failed in my quest to get a drink. It's like, what? They didn't know you were getting a drink, you retard.
I am not a quest.
I got lost.
What have you done to my club since I've gone?
Not your club, Monkey's club.
I know.
Question for you. You know how I've finally got the Warhounds back. What did we base them on? 40 mils, 40 mil rounds.
I still have them, and I'll post them up as long as you post me my fucking wallet.
You have to get it from Bruin. He's got it.
Fuck you.
I've already peeled the bubble wrap off it, and I've been wiping my ass with it, so it's all good. So your little
only used to store cards. Only used to store cards.
Yeah.
Sure it is. What have we been doing at club? So we've been playing quite a lot of games at club. So we've had Team Yankee, we've had 40K, we've had everybody's playing Batman now.
Well,
had
1 week of Batman, so that'd be obviously
for this week, yeah.
Yeah, all of us have ordered new crews as well.
Repurpose my hero clicks.
No, you're not.
Shucks. Yes, I am. I got plenty of DC hero clicks floating around.
What else? We've got the I think soon we're going to start prepping for the New Zealand team championship. Did Invercargill send a team up? Is they going to send a team up?
No, because they didn't get organised in time because of no one really wanted to go because it's a waste of money.
Rookie move.
That's all right.
If they want
Look
assholes, they'll send Christchurch or Dunedin people.
I'm pretty sure they are. We'll have to ask our team captain. We'll have to ask Monkey because he's on the super secret Facebook group chat for captains.
That's true. We have to make our best player the captain.
Know that.
No, I knew that you got in somehow, but I know that you're going to get your ass handed to you. But if you do manage to accidentally pull off some wins or something magical, and then you have to go to where's the ETC next year?
I don't know.
ATC.
What the hell?
ETC.
What's ETC and ATC? What?
I thought it was the European Team Championships you're going to.
No, we're not getting. No. They've got a New Zealand team for the American team champs.
Oh my god.
Why are you talking about a tournament after this tournament? We'll be lucky to get a point.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you and Paul might be okay.
No, they're pretty shit.
You know what fucking Monkey's done, eh, Dan? He's already said basically they're just gonna throw me under the bus every matchup. So they're gonna pick the hardest player and make me play them.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, actually, I think
it was your idea.
No, it wasn't. I think that's a perfectly valid tactic. Actually, I'm becoming more and more comfortable with it. Because if we could actually score some points with the other two, I mean, something's wrong when Paul's our best player.
It's like clubbing baby seals.
Because Greg certainly isn't.
You have to take Eldar, right?
No, I'm not taking Eldar. I'm not crutching my way along with like you. I'm surprised you're not taking your knight. Actually,
I am.
I'm looking forward to playing knight players. I've got a plan for that. We have to wait and see. See if it works. Yeah, I'll be fine.
Is your plan to die?
Pretty much. I'm just going to throw wraiths. I'm going to throw wraiths at knights because they can't back out. You tie them up in combat with wraiths because they're beasts, and the knight player goes, "I'm now going to back out." I go, "No, you're not." So with my 3 plus invulnerable.
Because knights can walk away from infantry figures, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
But not wraiths.
Yeah. And with wraith form, we just sort of fly around and then get in there and 3 plus invulnerable tarp them up.
How many
Plus
do you have?
I've got 12 now, so I might try
bastard.
and scum another 3 and just run 18 wraiths.
That would be so nasty because they got that 3 up invuln.
Yeah, I'll be the knight anti-meta army, and I might just take a couple of cryptics on surfboards because then you've got that stratagem where you can resurrect wraiths because they're canaptic or whatever. So I'll just have cryptics zipping around beside them and going, "And get up!" So they'll just keep getting up.
So bad.
Nice.
You bought a knight player.
It's a valid tactic. I like it. It's good for Damian. You're thinking.
All of a sudden, you become our best player.
Scary.
And you know what the best thing is? None of the actual good players that play 40k will be listening to this podcast, so they won't hear this anyway, so it's all good.
No. They'll just get past the first minute and they'll be like, is it all in mono? Gross. And then, like, hang up and shit. But, counts as a listen, bitch.
Yeah, so I've actually been managing to make it to club, strangely enough. I made it to the last 2. And
that's because you've been on strike all the time.
Oh, please.
Nah.
Can't get wrong. But I've basically just been sitting there putting together East Germans and painting East Germans, and yeah, it's been fun. I've got to watch the games, and people have been playing all sorts of different things. Bit of bolt action, of course, and just whoever turns up. It's really casual. Well, you should know, you're with you, and people just turn up and organise it still on the Facebooks and play the games.
Good times. Well, that's good. As long as everyone's back and still having fun.
Yeah,
to a degree. Yeah. To a degree. So that's what happened at club. So you guys all got into Batman. I saw that on the Facebook, and you guys were like, Batman this, Batman that, Batman.
Like I've had my Riddler crew for ages and not had a game with it. Finally, because Daryl's gotten big into it and got all the terrain and stuff. So
yeah, Daryl's probably the go-to guy on Batman on this one. He's into it in a big way. He's just going, "Oh my god, this is awesome!"
And I've just ordered a Suicide Squad box.
Nice.
Does it have Killer Croc?
Yep.
What kind of Harley has it got?
It's the new one.
Okay.
It's the movie Suicide Squad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was looking at maybe getting the Deathstroke, but... What?
Deathstroke. Nothing.
Yeah, I touched myself.
Gross.
Fair enough. So what else? We're still playing some Legion, all kinds of stuff. Depends on what happens on the day. So Monkey played some Legion on the weekend. It'll depend on what tournaments we've got coming up and shit like that as well.
Legion happens down here too. I think they're starting to get into it. And I did. Can you believe it? Because they're not fans of Flames of War down here because of the whole V4 thing. But I just said, come on, don't be such a soft cock. Join V4 and be a cool dude. But they weren't having any of it. So I was like, oh, fair enough. But I did talk to one chap who was interested, and he saw Team Yankee. And he's like, man, I like Team Yankee. And it's like, man, I'd love to get into the Brits. And I was like, well, funny
little
you
did
should
you know,
say that.
I've got a British Army.
I have a Milan force right here.
Milan spam, fuck it.
So good.
Did you give him a game?
No, I didn't have the stuff. I was still in a box. I'm gonna, like, literally, I've finished assembling my lab. And I bought a camouflage spray paint from one of the Mitre 10 shops because it's so readily available down here. What is it called? The Rust-Oleum camouflage colors. So they use that as my base for my Marines. And we'll see where we go from there, just as a nice undercoat. So fingers crossed, it's actually a nice day for once, so I can go and spray paint, and it's still like light outside. You guys
had some pretty shit weather down there, eh?
Yes, we had like intense rain, but at least it wasn't as bad as the rest of the places. Like Queenstown, it snowed, and Dunedin, it flooded, but Invercargill, it was just rain and wind. So yeah, but today it's a nice day. The sun is still shining, even though it's 9:12. The sun doesn't disappear till like 10 o'clock, which is a bit awkward, but in the summer it doesn't go away till 11, so even weirder. But so Anne's at the bottom of the world. So looking forward to getting that done and getting the game on, because I haven't played too much Team Yankee beyond playtesting, because every time I've got an army, I've got rid of it because I'm like, too bulky. Yeah. I'm organizing with Chris at Battlefront to send me some extra Marine decals, the ones that say Marines from the Huey helicopters, because I need those for my Cobras. Nice. Because I'm not having army ones, I'm Marine ones. And I think I'm still owed some playtest creds.
No, you're not.
Yep, okay, I guess not. And so I won't be getting those, I guess. But I think they're at Battlefront.
What you got, Greg? Because look,
I've got Marine decals.
I have too. We've got a whole bag of them, you little shit.
What do you have a whole bag of them?
Well, I've got 4 of them.
Okay. Do they say like Marines in a long strip, like on the helicopter ones?
Sure do, because they're from helicopters.
Well, send them to me.
No.
You could send them with his card wallet.
They're going on my Marine helicopters.
Nah, you don't need to.
Loser. Anyway, I guess that's the end of part. What do you call this one? Part 2?
Part 2, what happened at clubs?
What happened at clubs?
We're not going to talk about what happened at FlamesCon or anything in this part. We're going to do that for 3.
No, that's part 3.
3, man.
Okay,
3.
Yeah, that's right. I read the show notes. I know what's going on. I've got Facebook.
Remember Dice of War, buy 2 or buy 3, get one. I don't know. He's got stuff.
Get one free. So the third one is free. That's 33% off.
Shout into your microphone, it all gets distorted. No one knows that if you buy 2, you get one free.
Yeah, buy 2, get 1 free.
Buy 2, get 1 free.
But only the cheap one.
It's the cheapest one. Cheapest one free. But if you buy 3 that are all the same price, you'll get 1 for free and save 33%. Right.
Yes. I apologise for shouting. I've got Facebook.
Oh my God.
We'll be back in part 3.
Goodbye.
Dice of War. Dice of War supply custom and historical wargaming dice and accessories. Unique designs to suit your gaming requirements. Visit the online store today at diceofwar.com.au.
Oh yeah, that's me. And welcome back to part 3. Oh shush, just leave it. I've got Facebook. So part 3, we're gonna get through the other bits of what we missed in the first 2 parts. Yeah. What are we doing?
Well, great introduction. Great listening. Top skills.
So part 3, I think we should have.
I was waiting for the countdown. I was waiting for the countdown on the computer to happen, and all it was Daniel is recording the call, and I'm still waiting for the countdown to happen. So, no, okay.
When you're paying peanuts.
Oh no, jeez Louise.
So why have we been gone so long? Because how long has it been since we put a podcast out? I'm going to say a few months.
The last podcast we put out was on episode 50, which was in July.
Wow, so that's like 4 months ago.
Yeah. So what happened was I moved a bunch of times, actually. Yeah. I moved to Te Atatu Peninsula first, so that's across the town, across West Auckland, from Newland to there. In preparation to move to Invercargill. For those of you who don't know New Zealand, it consists of 2 islands. Auckland is in the North Island, and
the top one.
And Invercargill is at the very bottom of the South Island. That's where I moved to. It's a 25-hour drive. I wouldn't recommend it unless you're on meth, but then you've got other issues. So yeah, that's where I am, and it took a grand total of like 4 months of mucking around to get us all back together, trying various methods of bullying people into it and them not listening, and just trying to like not have me on the show at one point and just get a stand-in for a while. That didn't happen because these guys are lazy.
It's also very, very true.
Yeah. So after I moved the first time, I didn't actually end up in Invercargill. I ended up 44 k's outside of Invercargill in my mother-in-law's house that she has in a town called Wyndham. If you've seen the videos I made of Wyndham, it's not an exciting place to be.
Every video you made of Wyndham just looks like a zombie apocalypse movie starter.
There's no one,
maybe like a plastic bag blowing past.
And that's it. Nothing to do. It took me 2 weeks to find out where I put my computer. I honestly thought I brought it into the house and it was stacked. Well, the movers brought it into the house and put it on a stack of boxes. So the 2 weeks I had left on my leave, I was like, ugh, no computer, how lame. And I was just bored out of my brains playing, like, what's I doing is watching Netflix. There's only so much that you can do, and playing some games on Terry's laptop. And then one day I got like angry. I was like, right, let's go check the boxes in the garage. Maybe some retard put it there. And I opened the garage. And what's the first box that's sitting there in front of me? Dan's computer. I was like, motherfuckers. I could have been playing games the last 2 weeks, but I didn't. So,
because you were useless.
Because I didn't look in a place that it shouldn't have been.
Because you were useless.
Lazy.
But then, come November the something or other, 7th-ish, we finally managed to move into our own home. It was delayed by another couple weeks because the tenants who are moving out said they didn't actually have a place or lined up to the exact date. Can we have another couple weeks? And we were like, sure, why not? What's another couple weeks? And so they let them do that, and then we finally moved here on moving day. Oh, excuse me. It was a traumatic day, but we've got everything in here. I had a grand total of about 20 medium-sized boxes to unpack just for this room alone. I'll take up the man cave. Yes, I will. Well, I think I'm going to call it the Dan Lair.
No,
don't like the lair.
No, but there's already a Noob lair, so it doesn't work.
Oh, true. That's right.
And I've got my carpet.
You should call it the D-hole.
No, we're not going to call it a D-hole. Anyway,
just call it the D.
Well, the good news is I'm allowed to paint on the walls because eventually this wallpaper is coming down and being replaced, so I'm allowed to have carte blanche on the wall.
You own the house, of course you can have carte blanche on the fucking wall.
Yeah, it's not that hard when you actually own your own house.
Yes, I know,
you're a landlord.
But like, does your wife let you draw on the walls?
Yes.
My wife doesn't let me do anything. What's your point?
So I'm going to be doing some of that. But at the moment, I'm going to be.
My wife. That's not on.
Whoa, calm down. Easy there, Tiger. But I'm going to concentrate on painting miniatures. And sticking some of my posters up and getting some of my posters reprinted at the local warehouse stationery. Because that's fun. So it's been a while. So we're back. I did, however, miss my first FlamesCon in 13 years.
You missed a bloody good tournament, man.
It was actually a lot of fun.
Even you managed to play. That's sad.
I know.
It's great. Yeah. So we so FlamesCon hosted again at the Only Hangar RSA this year. Gav and I looked after things. So I was looking after the Team Yankee side of things, and Gav was looking after Flames of War. So we did Flames of War version 4 Late War. Was 1,750 points.
Okay.
I think. Maybe less. I don't know. I can't remember. I wasn't in charge of it. I was in charge of Team Yankee.
I just played the Late War. I can't remember actually. I just
played the Late War. So we had 20 players turn out for Flames of War, which was awesome to see, and we had 8 players turn out for Team Yankee. Team Yankee's really starting to grow in Auckland now.
I tell you what. I mean, a lot of the Flames of War guys that actually turned up have now started Team Yankee armies.
Yeah.
I mean, Phil and Ray are now starting Team Yankee armies, and they want to come down to Panzerschreck with us as doubles partners.
Awesome.
Next year as well. So when we go down there, so
that's going to be awesome.
And I mean, Phil and Ray are bloody good guys too, so it makes it even better.
So so once again we had the massive support from Battlefront, from Battle Kiwi, from Dice of War, and from Mighty Ape as well, supporting us with prizes, and Battlefront bringing out their tables for us to use again, which was really, really cool, as well as a whole heap of tables supplied by players at the event.
And there was the big table of Battlefront excess stock for sale, and they basically just sold it to us at 1-to-1 for American prices. So same as what they did down in Panzerschreck when I got all my T-55s. So they had the table set up there with the old stock from there and some new bits as well. And that table took a hiding. So people bought lots of stuff off that.
So Chris and Wayne make a heap of money that weekend. So the winners, Flames of War, was won by Simon Macbeth. He came in first. So he popped up from
Wellington.
Popped up from
Wellington.
Yeah, man, he came up from Wellington.
Yeah, it was good. It's nice seeing him, actually. I was like, holy shit, man, good to see you. He goes, thought I'd better come up and put a show in for Wellington. Next minute wins
the event. Yeah, so it was a really tight competition, actually. And him and John both finished on the same amount of points. And then John came second on a technicality. So
yeah, I was right down the other end by a long, long way.
What's a technicality?
Oh, so the rules in the players pack were very specific around what tiebreakers would be, and unfortunately, John got his list in late, and that was the first tiebreaker.
Oh, really? By a list in by later? Oh, snap!
Well, I think it was like 3 days.
So that was like a list late. He was like returned it late.
Down to second place.
Wow. Well, you get them lists on time.
That's what you got to do. The rules are there. But anyway, I mean, John was really, really good about it. Gav sat down and had a chat with him. And
I could have actually turned up with no list, and it wouldn't have made a difference whatsoever.
Correct. And then in a clerical era, so we had that. We had a clerical era. On the day we awarded third place to Rob Sadler, who actually came in fourth place. John Carrier came in third place.
Oh,
so we've now fixed all that. That's all been sorted. John has his prize and his trophy. He's due to get a voucher from me yesterday, but I think I sent it with Dan's wallet to Bryn's house or something.
Bryn's happy, got all this shit.
Yeah, totally happy, mate. And then in Flames of War, in V4, we're on the 8-1 scale in terms of victory points.
Oh, yeah?
So the minimum number of points you can get in a 6-round event is therefore 6. How many points did you get, Damo?
Yeah. I got, how many games did I play?
6.
Yeah, I got 6 points.
6 points.
The next lowest dude had 14.
Yep.
That was Craig Ross. I mean, it was like, okay, shot.
Yep.
That was pretty terrible.
That was really good.
In my defense, honestly, and everybody agreed, I did not try to lose. I tried guts out with that army to try and scum points off people. And no matter how hard I tried, I failed.
Why don't you tell everybody what army you took to a late war tournament?
I took my early war Japanese tanks.
Oh my god. That's the worst.
so bad.
They're terrible.
But
I came so close to actually getting points, and I had a couple of games I could have won, and it was just one round of shooting where they just everything died. I'm sitting there going, I have a chance. You've got to kill everything for me to actually lose this game, and everything died. Everything died just over and over again. There were just wrecks everywhere.
So funny to watch. It was hilarious.
Oh God, my army looked amazing on the table before the game started. It really did.
Oh my God.
Team Yankee was a good event. So you remember last year's Team Yankee event where it was just Warsaw Pact for days? This year there was one Warsaw Pact army.
Really?
That was it. Yeah. So there were 2 British forces. There was Dutch. There was Americans and a couple West Germans as well. Yeah, and Canadians. So it was pretty well done.
Who was the Eastern
Warsaw Pact?
Warsaw Pact.
That's it. Yeah. Everybody else was playing NATO forces. So that was pretty cool. I took Marines. I took Humvees. Pro tip, don't take Humvees to a tournament.
I don't know. How many points did you get?
14.
Yeah, I mean...
But that still put me in last place.
Yeah, but that's still 14 points, and yeah.
So that was good. So we did the club proud. We won both wooden spoons, which was well done. The club also won both most mediocres, which was great. And the winner of Team Yankee was Andrew Duncan.
Oh,
Drop dead.
Who came second? Can't remember.
Oh, those are my tanks. I painted those tanks as well.
No, you didn't. He says he painted them.
The tanks that Dad has.
His chieftains.
Yeah, I painted those.
He said he painted them.
What a liar!
He can't. He can't.
Sorry, he did the gun. He did the gun. The gun cover things, I think, and the tracks. But I did the camouflage. And he doesn't own an airbrush.
Interesting.
So basically, you just put camouflage on it with an airbrush. Is that all you did?
And I sprayed the main color. I did the hard work.
Oh please! There's no hard work using an airbrush.
How dare you, sir or madam?
I can get away with that shit. I'm on the other side of the world now compared to you.
Try doing it with a house brush.
You would say it anyway.
True.
So, look, Flamescon was a really, really good event this year. No hitches, no problem. I mean, apart from clerical errors and the rest of it, but that happened on the...
It's hilarious. It was really friendly as well. There were no problems at all on the Flame side. I don't know what it was like at Team Yankee, but you guys seem to be having a ball.
No, we were having a great time.
Oh, there's just one game, though. I can't even remember who it was. And 20 minutes, and including setup, and I was gone. I was out. I just went, oh my God. It was the worst matchup. I think the lightest thing on his side was a T-34. I have 85, and so my hope was to try and scum a point using the aircraft. So that's all right. So I've got my 2 aircraft that I paid points for, and they fly, good old Japanese Mitsubishi Zeros, and they come with bombs and guns blazing, and it's like, oh, he's got AA. That's no biggie. He only hit me 3 times. I've got 2 planes. Oh shit! He just shot down both planes. You needed 5s, yeah. And then 5s. Oh God! So it's just like, bro, I'm just not even bothering with this. I just concede. You win. I can't punch anything. And he just looked at me and he just went, "Sorry." And I go, "Don't be sorry, because if I was on your side, I'd be jumping up and down, laughing and cracking up."
You should have held out for the draw.
Oh my God. There's no draws.
Imagine me. I wouldn't even be able to drive those Japanese tanks to hide for 2.5 hours or whatever. So it's just like, that was cool. 20 minutes, and then I went shopping.
You could have driven them under the T-34s in the hope that they'd flip.
Yeah.
Do a flip.
Do a bomb, bro. Do a bomb, bro.
So you're going to come up for Flamescon next year, Dan?
Jesus Christ. Stop sucking on the mic. Yes, I will come up next year.
Not me. I've got my mic away. I keep thinking it's me. I'm looking at my mic going, oh my God, am I breathing like a bloody rapist or something in here? It's just like, no, it's Greg.
Oh my God. So annoying. Yes, I'll try and come up next year. I have to come up for Panzerschreck anyway because I said I would. Nothing like a bunch of flights and a train ride and whatnot. But hey,
you're fine.
Better than driving, right, Damian?
Okay.
We get to ride on a train.
Yeah, we haven't done it. I like trains.
I like trains.
I like trains.
I like trains.
Go to the venue.
I like trains.
I like trains. Who cares?
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. It's only Palmerston North.
It's true.
So what are we going to do also in the world of videos? Because we also make those on the YouTube channels.
Yeah, no, we've been neglecting the YouTube channel for a while. So what we need to do is I was looking today at what I can. So Stu, who you've seen on the channel before, is pretty keen into playing some Kill Team. So I've got some stuff painted that I could probably use for Kill Team. I do have the rules as well. So I think we might end up doing some Kill Team.
Kill Team, and people wanted more Gaslands as well.
Yep, we can probably do Gaslands. I'm thinking once we get painted up for Batman as well, that might be a cool one to do. And I'm pretty keen to do some Legion. So I'll have a chat with Mikey because we've both got pretty fleshed out armies for Legion. I've got all the awesome terrain from battlekiwi.com that we can put onto the table. Monkey's got a whole heap of terrain as well. So we could have a game of Legion, which would be pretty cool.
And I'll do more
Honestly,
more
the Legion
tutorials.
tables just look brilliant, eh? Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. That's good. That's really good.
And you've promised it.
What? Don't eat your mic.
You've promised us.
Oh my God! I promised you need to buy a mic that doesn't suck balls. Yes, I'll do some more tutorials. So basic Flames of War stuff. We'll do some basic Warlord stuff. So how to paint, 28mm Germans, then 15mm Germans, and just showing the different colors that I use. And everything's about keeping it easy. What?
Cool. Green grey.
Yes, green grey or grey green. Either, both will work.
Yeah, that's fine.
Which one is the slightly shittier one though?
Green grey.
The grey green. It's all varied opinions in the world. But we'll get into that.
We'll be back. Oh, yay! Sorry.
What? Calm down.
I just found its 2018 tournament objective.
Sure. All right. Anyway, we'll get back into get back on our regular schedule. I think it's was it weekly or do we do this podcast fortnightly?
Fortnightly.
So
We'll be back
about
into
a
it.
fortnight from now. And then
More words.
More wordy bits.
Yeah. So thank you for sticking with us and liking our Facebook page and listening to our podcast and hanging out on our YouTube channel, which managed to overall have a gain of 1 subscriber, even though we haven't posted for ages. This podcast will end up on YouTube, so as well as all the Facebook spams that we do. I'd like to thank you.
A couple of hours, eh?
Huh?
You should have this up and running in a couple of hours, wouldn't you?
I'll have it up in.
in a couple of minutes.
Couple of minutes, it'll be ready. But I personally like to thank you all for sticking with us for such a long time. 51 episodes is a very long time for a podcast. We personally didn't think we'd last past the fridge in Battlefront, but we made it out alive.
and then I actually thought when you invited me along, it would last about 2 episodes and then die.
I thought that was going to be the death of the show.
Yeah, but we've stuck with it, and now that we've
even with old Mike leaving as well, which is a real shame. We put him to convince him to come back.
But now that we've found out that Skype doesn't suck too bad for the recording, I mean, it's not like we're all in the same room recording on pro mics, but you guys should get better headsets. But
hey, my headset's fine.
Oh my God. Anyway. So what we're saying is we can now get guests in via Skype, which we probably could have always done, but never did because I always thought the quality was shit and you couldn't record off it. I was wrong. So yeah, if there's someone out there who'd like to join the show, chit chat, hang out, we'll have a chat with you about war games, and such.
I'm looking at you, Duncan from Games Workshop.
Ugh.
2 thin codes.
You know what? You know who'd be cool to talk? Get Phil and Duncan to talk together because they'd be like kind of the same in a weird way. Phil Yates from Battlefront.
Oh, Phil, right?
Because they both kind of look the same. I reckon it's the same guy.
I hadn't really thought about that.
You ever see Phil and Duncan in the same room?
No.
Ah, exactly.
Illuminati confirmed.
Yeah. Anyway, that's episode 51 done and dusted. Download it, upload it, share it with your friends, all the other crap that kids do. Tweet it, Instagram it.
Make sure you head on over and support our sometimes sponsors as well, battlekiwi.com and diceofwar.com.au. Check out their Black Friday sales.
And if anybody else wants to kind of maybe sponsor us by giving us an ad to plug, go for it.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Oh, we don't care. We'll just plug anything. Oh, I will.
Right.
Yeah. That's a bit of a Freudian slip.
That was intentional.
Let's shut down the show. The show. I mean,
Goodbye. Goodbye.
All right. We'll see you in episode 52.
And remember, Damian has Facebook.
I've got Facebook, man.